Hey, I'm Toaden. Welcome to Media Litter Sandwich, episode 7. Whoa. Okay, so again, we got Crazy Mark, crazymark.com. William, allaboutwilliam.com. Toaden from Toaden.com. And who are you?
Oh, I'm John Brewski from Podbros.com.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I guess we're becoming a real podcast now.
Sweet.
So, yeah, I do want to talk about platforms, different platforms, expanding platforms. Hence why we got a podcaster with his own network. And we'll talk about it a little bit, but let's also talk about other, music networks. I have an interview, and before we even start real discussion here, we're going to go ahead and jump into this interview right now. Hey, I'm Toaden, and I'm standing here with Seven. So what are you telling me about? You telling me about a new service?
Yeah, I'm an artist on SonicBox. SonicBox is an online stream for musicians and comedians, DJs. It's basically an online stream, so we're performing live for you. You can chat with us. If you're feeling tipsy, you can throw us a little credit, because Lord knows I need a little credit.
So when you say us, it's just one group, or can other people join and be creators?
Absolutely. People can join, be creators. They can sign up, do the same thing I'm doing.
Is there a monetization system?
No. They take all types of artists. Does that make sense?
No.
Oh.
Monetization mean, are they making money?
Yes.
How?
Through us, I guess. Because people can tip us, and if they really like us, they can show us some love. That's why I'm saying, if they're feeling tipsy.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
So there's no other sponsors that play like pre-rolls or anything like that?
At this time, I am not sure.
Okay.
That's a good question. And I probably am not the best person to know what they're, who they're advertising through or with.
Okay.
I'm just one of the artists, one of the creators on there. So.
Oh, very cool. So, yeah, go ahead, give yourself a shout out.
Hi, I'm Seven James. Woo woo! Come visit me on SonicBox, baby.
And we're back. So, what's your guys' thoughts?
Sometimes when you go to your conventions, be sure not to drink too much. That's my first thought.
SonicBox, right? That's the platform, SonicBox?
Yeah, I believe it was, yeah.
Yep. Seventh episode,
James.
and we interviewed Seven James.
Yes.
Yes.
I like that tie-in. That's nice.
That wasn't intentional either.
Hey, Seven James.
Come on, Will.
Now,
You want to say something?
Well, if I recall, she was representing that network, wasn't she?
Yes.
Oh
yes,
my
she
God.
was.
Yeah.
Music Network, I have not really taken a look at.
Neither have I.
I just don't have time. A lot of things, and she didn't make that great of an impression. I mean, that's one reason why it was a short interview.
I don't know. I'm a single guy, so I'm gonna go check her out.
Okay.
Have
fun.
I just say next time at least know a little bit more about it. Though I did think it was funny that she didn't understand the monetization thing right away. But that could be nerves.
Well, something she said I didn't understand right away. When I said, do you get, what's going on? She's like, well, if people are feeling a little tipsy, I didn't get that reference. I just figured, hey, it's live. A lot of people do. They're tired. They're in a, they're tipsy. That's the way I interpret it. I didn't even think about actually submitting tips.
Yeah, I didn't either.
So, representing platforms, John, what's your take on this?
Well, I think that there was some miscommunication from her
Definitely.
end and theirs as well with Sonic Boom, right? That's
SonicBox.
Sonic Boom. Sorry.
That's all right.
It just, man, it was. I would think that it was nerves that got to her, but there was something there that if you're going to represent the company, at least they should have gave her something a little like, here's your list, here's a few of frequently asked questions, and have a little bit more information for it besides just like, hey, you're the artist, go out and tell them, hey, come check me out, because she did a good job promoting herself. But it really, besides that, I didn't know too much more about the platform. It just sounded like everything else that's out there on the internet right now.
Yeah.
Now, I got wondered, looking back at the video, did she give you a solid .com to go to, or was it Sonic Box?
No, just Sonic Boxes. She gave me like a bracelet thing, which I don't know where it's at, but I'm pretty sure it just said Sonic Box. And then now, I'm sure if you just Google Sonic Box, you'll find it. At least I hope.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's why I don't tell a lot of people my name, because you Google my name and you get William McCormick, who is the ambassador from America to New Zealand.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, I don't like giving people just my name, because then they're going to find him.
Right.
Dignitary.
I want to go to New Zealand.
Hey, he's got some sweet, big, large monster spiders there, like that big. But anyway, she didn't give you a .com, which was something that a lot of people got to have on hand. You got to have a .com to hand people. It's a big credibility boost, somewhere where peeps can go and jump off of to like knock off iPads and stuff like that. But anyway, to show people where to go and say, hey, this is me. I exist.
To be fair, I do ask questions that a lot of people aren't ready for. At VidCon, I grilled so many different booths there, so many different things, and a lot of people aren't ready for the question. Now, you got some people, like when I was talking to a Kodak booth where I bought my 360 cameras, or at least how I learned about my 360 cameras, and I bought them later on. The guy was so happy that you asked for a spec sheet. He's like, oh my God, someone that's actually serious.
Yeah.
Then I go over to the Samsung booth, and they're like, what's a spec sheet?
Yeah.
Is there someone else I can talk to? Someone that knows a little more about the camera? Well, if you go to our lounge about 2 blocks over, you could talk to an editor there. Here, I'll get you a pass so you can go over there and talk. So not only do I need to be invited with the pass, I actually have to walk 2 blocks away from your booth, away from the actual convention, to learn about the product you're selling.
Well,
that's not saying anything bad about Samsung, but if you take it about saying something bad about Samsung, well, that's the way they represented themselves.
Well, I tell you, that right there, you can lose a sale out. It's just, you have this booth for a certain purpose. People should know this. And to me, that's just completely obvious that you need to sit down, give them something, a little introductory pamphlet or whatever, to be like, okay, some people are going to be serious about this and ask these kinds of things, because you can get the same questions every single day, but you got to be prepared for some of the other things that come out. To me, I would automatically think everyone would know about a spec sheet, but obviously that's not the case anymore. Why was that there then? That blows my mind.
It was there so they have a product to show off, and people be like, oh my God, this thing is so cool. They're advertising a 360 camera, their visor, these awesome seats. It was a booth not for creators, for fans, so they can go off and talk about how wonderful they are.
But a question, John, going back to Podbros, what's the first number one thing that you have when you want to promote Podbros? What do you give someone?
Do you have a 30-second pitch?
I do. I have a 30-second pitch.
Let's hear your pitch.
I'll do 30 seconds and 5 seconds. Podbros.com, Podbros.com, Podbros.com. It's plain and simple. It's a podcast network.
Out of the park. Right on.
So we bro with Podbros? Bro.
Hey, bro.
Hey, bro.
He hasn't seen the episode yet. The episode's not out yet.
At least at the time we're recording this. By the time it comes
we're
out,
recording this, the episode's not out yet. I just finished editing it yesterday.
Hey, bro.
What up, bro?
What up, bro?
Hey, Matt Shep, you're awesome. And that what up, bra is for you. But we go what up, bro, I guess. Is it, so Pod Bros.
Well, really,
tell us about it.
Honestly, what we find out when we do a lot of these shows is that a lot of people actually don't understand what a podcast is yet. So one of our opening lines to people when they walk by the table or a booth, we just ask, hey, are you a fan of podcasts? And if they're like, I have no clue what a podcast is, then we let them know. We tell them, basically, it's radio online and with limited commercials, if commercials. We're pretty much commercial free. Some of our shows do have commercials, but it's just one of those things that you try to educate people on, because really, I believe this sort of entertainment, online entertainment, is the way of the future, and podcasts are easily replacing radio at this point.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I listen to podcasts at work when I have to close. It's better than the radio.
I feel the same way, because like with podcasts, there's already about 500 million podcasts out there right now, and you have your choice. You can pick what you want. The beautiful thing about it is I can listen to something like a fiction kind of old-timey radio story. If I really want to go that way, I can find that. Go to iTunes or Google Play or Stitcher. You can search up stuff there. If I want something that's related to pop culture, geek pop culture, whatever's current news going on, you can do that as well. And a lot of these radio stations now are seeing just the ease, the access to try to get to these podcasts, and they're starting to jump on themselves. So you have big names like NPR and the branches that come off of that. You have Serial, which everyone talks about.
I love eating cereal.
Yeah, actually, there's a spoof off that too. There's actually a cereal podcast. So there's something for everyone there.
But it just goes to show again, all these FM stations that tended to hold aside and alienate the consumer, the person listening, and so they're playing the same old songs over and over and over and over and over again. And it just goes to show too, like I believe it's in Iceland where they got rid of all FM stations.
Yeah, that's right.
And now that's why all this was all underground media back in the early 2000s and the 90s, and now it's becoming the mainstream.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think about that?
Well, like anything, when the mainstream sees what's going on, if something else gets popular, they're going to duplicate. So obviously now most of the major talk shows have podcasts. Even some of the major DJs that don't get a lot of time to talk on the radio, they have podcasts.
Yes.
And the radio station will pay them for the podcast because it still promotes the radio station. I mean, there's so much radio station content they put out that most people don't even know about. Most people still don't know about HD radio, which is old at this point. For those that don't know what HD radio is, basically it was another kind of radio you had to buy, but because you get an HD signal from regular radio, you have like 101 HD1 is what you listen to your radio now, and then you have your HD radio, so you'll still have your 101 HD1, but then you also have HD2, maybe even an HD3, depending on it. So all it was more stations.
Toad, man, that sounded like what happened with what was it, Super 8 film, and suddenly they wanted to make self-developing Super 8 film.
No, because then you'd only have one. You can only film on one at a time. But let's get back to Podbros. I mean, the whole podcast thing is still. I've been doing podcasts for a while, but I've been doing video podcasts. I know YouTube. Podcasting is a different world.
Oh, yeah.
YouTube networks are different than podcast networks. And every podcast network I've talked to is completely different from each other. A lot of YouTube networks are different from each other, but at least they are on like the same themes. Can you tell us a little bit about the network in terms of what it is?
Well, yeah, kind of reflecting on your previous statement there, you have YouTube, this platform, and it has this set of rules that basically people have to follow by. Right now, podcasts, you have podcatchers, and so you have your RSS feed, and that's really the only thing that has to be set in such a way that it can be available on these podcatchers like iTunes or Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn as well. Other than that, it's still kind of like the Wild West. So you have podcast networks that are trying to, in a way, there's some similarities, but a lot of them are trying to do their own thing, just as we are. We wanted to do something that would kind of showcase people that are passionate about some of the certain subjects that they talk about, and give them a little bit more of a bigger platform to a broader audience. And so I'm not really looking for people who are already popular. I'm looking for people that have unique shows and have fun doing what they're doing, and they obviously we all want to make something from this, but they have that passion.
Yeah, that's what a lot, the podcast networks, if you didn't quite catch that, it is almost like each network's almost like a different platform, because it's a different channel, different website where your stuff is on. Unlike, YouTube is a platform, and then every network is more or less support for you in one way or another.
Yeah.
Podcast networks, not all of them show support. A lot of them try to get the community running, try to promote the community, and they also are just kind of like just another channel. So there are people that are part of several networks per se, but really they're just are syndicating.
Right. Yeah. And that's the thing that we're dealing with right now, that you're going to see a lot of podcasts go through, and it's almost mimics radio. So really, some of the advice that I tell people out there right now is to look at these guys that were in radio or are currently in radio and how they're doing stuff. And I know some people might think it's crazy to even mention a competitor, but Podcast One is a perfect platform to look at. A guy who, that's how he made his name famous in radio, was for syndication. But in the podcast world, it's a totally different animal. So you have people that have their own podcasts, and then you have some networks that are basically just another social platform. Then there are others that are trying to do something a little bit different, where it's kind of like, okay, well, we want to be more like TV, like ABC Network or CBS, NBC, something that's basically us. When people think, oh, I'm thinking of this show, I also associate with the brand that they're behind.
You just mentioned associating with the brand that you're behind, Podbros. So are there girls involved in this? Because right now there's no girls even at this table.
Yes, actually, and thank you, because that's one of the unfortunate things that we had to deal with, and it's in the name. It's one of those that's in the name. When people automatically think Podbros, they think it along the lines of something that's more like, hey, bro, pop my collar.
What up, bro?
Yeah, no, pop my collar and let's do some keg stands and whatnot. No, it's more like in the sense of camaraderie and just everyone having a fun time, like a family thing. And I'm kind of kicking myself because I didn't think of Podern Family when at the time that Podbros came about. So
that's cool.
It's we do have women on the network. We're a very open, friendly network, and that's.
This morning I did listen to Casey and Sarah Nerdish Adventures. I want to say
Sarah and Cassie's Nerdy Adventure.
Yeah. I like that one. I
really
enjoyed
really
that.
Cool. I really like them as well. I think they're a great asset to the show. We also have Tinfoil Hat with Heather as well, and she does the sci-fi, paranormal, comic book stuff as well. So we tell people immediately. We actually, one of the first times, had someone who was thinking about joining the network, but one of their fans automatically came to the conclusion. They asked on Twitter, like, hey, what would you think if we joined the Podbros network? And one of the fans, all they said in a tweet was, not a fan. And so I asked the guy, I go, okay, well, why are you not a fan? And he was like, I just don't like what you represent. And I realized that the guy did not take the time to go to the website, not take the time to see what we were all about.
You actually took the time, which I did too in my comments. I tried to take the time and address it. And at least they had some sort of retort, because a lot of times people say, you suck. Okay, why?
Right, yeah.
And they have nothing,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I really wanted to know what was it that you don't like, because if you don't like it, I know that's not everyone's cup of tea, but I want to make sure that at least we have something, an idea of why you don't like it, so that maybe I can work on it, or maybe I'm just going to disagree and say, you know what, we're going to still do what we're going to do, whether you like it or not. But in that sense, I knew it was on the lines of him not going to the website, automatically assuming that it was just a, hey, bro, and...
I don't know, man. When a comment like that surfaces, you need this.
I like that he grabs the pink one.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
You know,
don't hit
and
my
it's
monkey.
Yeah, especially with the fact that he's kind of really close.
He's
to
really
the-
close to that boom mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna boom that boom mic. There you go.
He might have once
And now
earlier.
his tail's in your way.
There you go.
Last thing I want to talk about is you're a local network.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Kind of.
sure other people can
Yeah.
join it, but you like to participate in the local community.
I do very much so. I really enjoy getting to know people. These one-on-ones, getting to see people face to face. That's one thing that I find important, and I'm a fan of our community, and I think great talent comes out of it, and so I want to help provide great talent with another platform as well. And whether it's us going out to shows to help benefits their show, or to talk about it, to get who's ever like comic book creators come on the network and talk with podcasts, or even have other podcasters or vidcasters or creators of other videos come on and talk with us, and we try to share things and try to be open and push each other up and to try to continue to do great stuff around here.
Yeah, because one reason I bring that up because we're all super into local stuff. We're all events people.
Mm-hmm. Right on.
We all do what we can for support. Many of my videos are promoting charities and stuff like that. And I think we have a little bit of an announcement.
Yeah.
William, I don't hear enough about
Yeah.
you.
Oh,
Let's
me.
let William announce this.
Oh yeah, Media Litter Sandwich is going to be joining the Podbros network. So-
Wait, I'm sorry. Hang on. I
Huh?
didn't quite hear you. Hang on.
What?
What?
Wait, was that again? Let me.
I said Media Litter Sandwich is going to be joining the Podbros network.
What? Pancakes are always worth it. Well, I think that's all I can stomach, literally.
You okay there, Toaden? You gonna choke on something? There you go.
So we're joining the podcast,
monkey.
the
There you
Podbros Network. We're still going to be on
Podcast.
YouTube. We're going to also join a couple other platforms. We're always looking for sponsors. We're always looking for different things. Once we get our website up, which hopefully is up by the time this video comes out.
Oh yeah.
That's when we'll start transferring stuff over to Podbros and other things. Hopefully, maybe you're watching this over there. If so, comment, rate, subscribe. And if not, again, comment, rate, subscribe wherever you're at. I always mention the YouTube because I know there's comment sections in there where you can always find us at our each individual place. John at podbros.com, William allaboutwilliam.com, Mark at crazymark.com, and myself at Toaden.com or youtube.com/ToadenK.
Yeah.
Thank you and hope you enjoyed our discussion.